All right, welcome back everyone. Today I'm going to be going over some of the laws of exponents. These are not all of them, just some of them. I'll be creating additional videos later. All right, let's get to it. So let's take a look at the first one. 3 to the power of 3 to the power of 3. Okay, when we have something like this, a base raised to the power and that whole thing raised to another power, it simply means to multiply the exponents together. So 3 to the power of 3 times 3 equals 3 to the power of 9. And at this point, you grab your calculator because I don't expect you to know what this means, since I don't know what that means, or not what it means, but what it is equals. And this will equal 19,683, I believe. So the principle here that I want you to understand is that when you're multiplying a base, this is the base, when you're multiplying a base raised to a power, and that whole thing is raised to a power, it means you multiply both exponents together to get you 3 to the power of 9 in this case. Look at the second one. The second one is the same thing, different numbers. So the base here is 2, and that happens to be raised to the power of 2, and that whole thing is raised to the power of 4. So 2 times 4 is 8, so it's 2 to the power of 8, which equals 256. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Now, what happens when we have something raised to the power of a fraction? In this case, it's b to the power of half. What I want you to understand here, and make a note, that your denominator here is going to be your root. This is your index, right? So it's your root that, and the top one is your exponent or your power. So it looks like this. B, the square root of b, and it's a square root because of my denominator, and that's raised to the power of 1. In this case, it would just be b. If that doesn't make sense, don't worry about it. I understand that the variables can be a bit abstract, so therefore I have this other example here for you. So let's take a look at what it looks like with an actual number. 49 to the power of half. So because my denominator is 2, that's a square root. So the square root of 49 to the power of 1. The square root of 49 is 7. And 7 to the power of 1 is simply just 7. Hopefully now that makes a bit more sense to you. Let's take a look at the last one here, because not all fractions, of course, have a numerator of 1. It can be anything greater than 1. In this case, we have 8 to the power of 2/3. So it's not going to be a square root. In this case, it's going to be a cube root of 8 to the power of 2. Right? Because that, again, is my root. And this makes this a cube root. So the cube root of 8 is 2. And all of that is raised to the power of 2. 2 to the power of 2 is 4. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Now practice some of those problems so that you can continue on your math quest. Goodbye.